Hi Apple lovers, and welcome to another episode of my top tips for selling your old Apple devices. Now today we are going to cover using Facebook Marketplace. I tend to use eBay the most, and of course I have an eBay shop, but because it's free, it's another good way to sell your second-hand tech. Here are my top tips for selling on Facebook Marketplace. So as I said, this is a free service, so it's worth utilizing. Now, everything I'm going to talk about Facebook Marketplace wise, it's relevant to the UK. Things I know are different in the US and other countries, but hopefully it's very similar to kind of give you a guide here. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about actually putting your listing for whatever device you're selling on the marketplace. So as you can see here, you've got your title. So, a nice catchy title. Now, unlike eBay, and I do have a video on how to sell your iPhone on eBay. So what to put in titles, listings, and photos is covered in more detail here, but I'll touch on the key points today. So usually on an eBay title, I would put the condition in. However, what I have found with Facebook, the way that they validate and review your listing, I think it's done by a bot. So if you use words like excellent or immaculate, yet you've classed it as a used device, that tends to flag up. And I've had several warnings that my listing isn't allowed, and I can only think it's because of that. So I tend to avoid buzzwords like excellent, immaculate, and just give them a brief overview of the device conditions. I'll explain in a second. So of course you've got your listing, so make sure you've got an accurate listing title here. For example, the number of Apple Watches I see for sale as iWatch is ridiculous. It's never been called an iWatch, and people are not searching for iWatches. Now, so with the listing, I just put the device in. So in this one, it's Apple iPad 9th generation, 64 gigabytes Wi-Fi space gray. The description is very similar to what I do on eBay. So, the model number, the serial number, the OS, a brief description kind of from the sales literature of Apple. The condition. So again, instead of putting immaculate condition and excellent, I just stick to the facts. So there are no visible marks on the screen. The body inside may have the odd minor mark. See photos for overall cosmetic condition. It comes with a box, what's included in the box, and I put a bit about the battery. But again, it's slightly different to my eBay listings because I'm not using those buzzwords to sell it, because the Facebook system doesn't tend to like it. Now, what's key at the bottom here, collection only, cash or backs on collection only, and not by a courier or a family member who lives near. Now, I'll explain that one in a minute when we talk about scammers, but that's why it's there. Just like my eBay listing, the photos, again, I take every angle of the device to show its cosmetic condition, like I've said in the condition. However, you're only limited to 10 photos on Facebook, which is a real shame. I mean, I've got 20 photos on eBay, and you can do up to 24 photos on eBay. You can add videos. I haven't yet, but I have seen ads with videos. So that's kind of all I'm going to touch on with the listing. Now, pricing, I do price slightly less than my listing on eBay. So if I was selling something for 200 on eBay, I know they're going to take 12.8%. So that takes me down to about 180. And then I've got shipping as well, which takes me down to around about 170. So I'm willing to sell it for about 170. Now, with your pricing, I certainly price to come down. So if I want £180 for this, I'll put it on as £200. So there's some negotiating there. So I'm willing to come down 10% if anybody contacts me about it. Now, the other thing to stay on your listing is collection options. You can say that you can do a door drop off if it's a door pickup, or you can actually meet somewhere. Now, I only do door pickup. If somebody is very, very local to me, even then I'm a bit hesitant to go and deliver to them or meet in a public place. I'd prefer to do business from home. That way I know I'm nice and safe in my household, because there are some strange people out there. Now let's talk about scammers. And this is actually, for me, the main reason I wanted to make this video. because I've never fallen for a Facebook scam. But I'm worried maybe people that don't know about them can do. So this is really the main topic and why I wanted to make this video today. So for pretty much every single listing I put on, I get messages within the first 5 minutes for 1 or 2 people. Now, Facebook, I believe, are aware of these people because unlike a real genuine buyer, it's not coming through to my Messenger app. The message is showing, but but it only shows if I go into the listing on the app or on the website. So already I think they're kind of hiding it, but they haven't quite banned this person, which is nuts to me because if they do suspect the person, why haven't they just suspended their account? Anyway, and I would say 99% of their time, their first question is, where are you located? Now, the thing with Facebook marketplace listings, it shows your location, or you tell it to show your location, right? It's collection only. I'm not putting my address on there, but the town I'm in. So already, you know, I think I used to answer them, or sometimes when I play along to mess with the scammer, I'll answer them the town I'm in. And then they ask more questions about it. What is the condition like? Now, if you've read my listing, it says I cover all information on it. So the fact that they're asking more questions means they haven't even taken time to read the listing, or that note I said at the bottom, collection only, cash on collection or bank transfer in person and not from a family member. Let me explain that one in a minute. So by this point, I already know that they're a scammer and something's not quite right because they're just asking questions that a genuine buyer wouldn't, because they would have read the listing. Now, when I do play along, or when I first started using Facebook, you think you've made a sale, right? They offer you the money you want. There's no negotiating. Now, this is what they're trying to scam you for. They are after either your personal details or a PayPal scam or a courier insurance scam. So most of the time, and the reason I put collection in person rather than a family member who lives by, the most common one I've had is my daughter or my son or my cousin lives near you. Can I pay you directly now? And they will come and pick it up. So I've never responded to those, and I kind of say something cheeky to the scammer. I report them, so always do report them once you're certain they're a scammer, and I block them. Well, what they're after there is your personal details. So they're after your bank details, your name and address, your email address, your date of birth, anything they could possibly ask to pay you directly, including PayPal. Now, I've never seen what they're going to do if I said yes to PayPal, but I believe they would send me a link or they ask for my email. Now, the thing is with PayPal, it can be cancelled instantly their end, and that can kind of be directed to wrong websites and stuff there, which is crazy. Now, the other scam I'm aware of, this kind of has died out now and again. I get one and I kind of laugh at them because I'm like, everybody knows about this scam, is they say they are going to send a courier with the money. So the courier would come, give you the money, and then take it away. Now, that might exist in the United States. It doesn't, that's not a service in the UK that I think anybody operates. But what they're trying to do is, once you agree to that, is you have to pay insurance for that service. So it would direct you to a link, and then you would pay a certain amount of money to cover this courier service. Now, that's the scam there. So ultimately, other ways you can check to see if they're a scammer, you can click on their profile name and it will bring up their marketplace profile, and then you can actually look at their Facebook profile. Now, of course, with privacy, most people do have privacy on, that you can only see the few odd photos, or it might tell you any mutual friends. Now, if they are local to you, that is going to be obvious. It is say where they're from. It's a small world. The amount of people I've seen on there, I've got 1 or 2 mutual friends. It's a small world, right? However, if they look like they're nowhere near you, they've barely got any friends, it's a scammer account. So that's how to watch out for them. And I really hope that's, like I said, that's really the main point of my video today. So I really hope you take a lot away from that. And if you've got any further questions or concerns that you are getting scammed, please do leave a comment below and I will advise you. Okay, so those were my top tips on selling your Apple devices on Facebook Marketplace. I hope you've taken a lot away from it and we can stop these scammers together. Please like this video if you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe to me for more content like this. Please follow me on Threads and Instagram at TechHub World UK, and I'll see you on the next video.